Hi EDU 279, I hope this video finds you well. Before we look at the content for week 15, I just wanted to give you guys a big shout out for your comprehension activity plan and the reflection on your implementation of that activity. Your plans were so well written, connected well to the textbook concepts and the concepts you're learning in the Reading Rockets modules, and your reflections were also spot on about really articulating what the children learned and also what you learned and how you use those steps in the future. So you guys are going to be great teachers one day, probably already are teaching in some capacity. Let's take a look over at week 15. And this week is a bit of a hodgepodge. I'm actually going to skip down to the reading and practice folder first because chapter 11 is a little bit of a hodgepodge. It talks about major approaches and materials for literacy instruction. A portion of that is writing. So you will be doing a lot of work with that portion of it, with writing this week. Doing a writing course module in Reading Rockets, and that's what your observation in the classroom should be looking at this week. Now, writing is huge. Writing is a major literacy component, and honestly, we probably should spend more time talking about it in this course, but you know, you will likely have other courses later on in your studies that delve more deeply into writing. It's a complex process that has to be taught, just as all of these concepts of reading have to be taught. So you're going to just kind of get your feet wet with this. I put this video in here because it really looks at low stakes writing. It's an older classroom, but I know some of you guys are going to be teaching in upper grades, even though you're learning about literacy development in this class. I just thought it was a good model of how, yes, sometimes we are teaching the writing process, and then sometimes we are allowing children to write in a more low stakes way so that they can practice those writing skills in a low stakes way. Okay. You are going to do your observation log this week. You are reflecting in your discussion board on the major approaches to literacy instruction. This is one of those chapters in the textbook that is going to talk about balanced literacy. We know from the science of reading that balanced literacy is not the best method, even though your textbook talks about it in a positive light. Remember, balanced literacy is not bad, it's just not systematic or direct enough according to the research base, the science of reading. So just keep that in the back of your head, and I'm interested to see your reflections on writing in the classroom. So I hope you guys have a great week. If you have any questions, reach out. I'm always here.